Welcome to the Mystic Access Podcast, where the magic is in learning.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the July 14th episode of the Mystic Access Podcast. She's Kim.
He thinks. He's Chris.
The only reason that I am thinking is because I'm on something that's very comfortable that we'll talk about later.
Yeah, we'll let y'all think about that one for a bit. So happy July. We hope you guys have been having fun at the convention season goodies, the virtual goodies that have all been occurring around this convention season. Don't forget that Mystic Access has a wealth of convention sales available to you, which were all outlined in the last episode. So you have the ability to check those out if you're interested. Some of our real highlights include buy one, get one half off digital audio tutorials. If you want an SD or other physical media, you'll still pay a little extra for that, but we've always tried to keep those prices very, very reasonable. But that's a real deal. If you've been looking for a couple tutorials or 4 or 6 from us, you have the ability to buy one, get one half off, which is really awesome. And we have a bunch of other really great deals as well, so definitely check out the previous episode for more information. There is a lot going on. If you aren't really sure what's on sale and you, for whatever reason, don't have the ability to go back, give us a call. If there's something that interests you, it may be on sale. So there's quite a lot of amazing deals happening now. So give us a call, 716-543-3323, or visit us online, mysticaccess.com. And the sales are running through end of day, Saturday, July 18th. So you've got a few more days to take advantage of those. We want to make sure that it goes through the entire convention season for you guys. Couple of timely announcements to get to. We have something fun happening on Thursday, don't we?
Yeah, we do. It's our virtual open house, and we've done a couple of these throughout the past couple of years, and they've been pretty fun. It is July 16th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And the Zoom information is already on the news page, and we can also send it out closer to Thursday as a reminder to the events list.
Absolutely. We will be sending it out again for you guys so that you will know, but absolutely tell your friends. And I will actually link to the news article if you read the show notes for these podcasts. I'll link back to that article because that article also has all of our convention specials in it as well. So you can check that out, and I will link to it in the show notes. So you don't have to stay for the whole thing. It's 4 hours long. If you want to come stay for the whole thing, please feel free to do so. When you come in, you will be placed in the waiting room, and we will let you in. And when the meeting begins, we'll actually turn off the waiting room so that everyone just pops in. So what we're going to do is mute you guys on entry. So if you want to speak, you will need to unmute yourself. And then if you have background noise, obviously, please remember to mute yourself again so we don't have to run through the participants list and find you, because these things can fill up pretty significantly with lots of you. So come hang out. These are very informal gatherings. They're fun. They're a way to talk to your fellow Mystic Access community members and talk to Chris and myself. And it's a great way to meet new friends and old. We've had people who have reunited from years past in our open houses, which is super fun. And it's just a really fun time had by all. So if you have a chance on Thursday, anytime between 1 and 5 p.m. Eastern Time, come join us. And speaking of Thursdays, our July free class is coming up. The class will be on July 30th, 2020 at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And this is going to be a class all about ways to be out safely this summer. And it's actually going to be pretty interesting, we hope. We're going to recommend you places where you can get masks. We're going to recommend some hand sanitizers. We're going to talk about ways to keep safe while you're out. We're going to discuss our own experiences being out, what that's been like. And of course, we're also just going to throw in a few things about keeping your stress levels down both while you're out and while you're home during the course of your summer. So we think this is going to be a practical class, but it's also going to be an interesting class because this is a brave new world that we have entered in the time of COVID. and we want to make sure that you guys are safe and prepared and know what to expect out there. So we will certainly be interested in sharing this information with you. We'll give personal recommendations and we'll share some hopefully useful products for you as well. So definitely feel free to come and join us. It will be at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The information has not been released yet, but hopefully by the time the podcast comes out, we can put it in the show notes for you guys. We'll make this one public just because it is so important, and we would love to have you come and join us. So this will be on the lists. When I send the reminder about the open house, I'll also send class information to you guys on the events list so that you will have that. And then I'll send another reminder the week of class. So again, feel free to join us. We would love to have you. And the class date is July 30th, which is a Thursday night. Our classes are always on Thursday nights somehow, beginning at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
I just wanted to do a quick shout out to all of the people that I've spoken to over the past week that have called and placed orders, and they have told us how much they enjoy the podcast. So that kind of feedback's really nice to hear.
We love getting the podcast love. Thank you guys. You podcast listeners have really come out of the woodwork, and it has been delightful to hear how much you've been enjoying what we do. So thank you. It just means a lot to us, and we're glad that we're putting something out that's both fun and helpful for you guys. Of course, always let us know if there are topics you want us to discuss, and if we have the products and the ability to discuss them, we will be pleased to do so. Or if we've had experience with a service or something like that, by all means, just let us know and we will see what we can do. We can't promise that we can cover a topic, but we will do our best and let you know what we can do. But thank you a lot. That just means a lot to us. It keeps us keeping on, and it just means a lot to know that you guys are benefiting from what we're putting out there.
I know you've done some of the convention stuff, some of the virtual conventions.
I sure have. Quite a lot of it, actually.
I'm just kind of thinking, with all that stuff, walking around the virtual halls and going all the virtual exhibits and stuff, you kind of get yourself tired, right?
You do after a while, yes. And all the virtual tours, don't forget those. There have been some amazing virtual tours, which have just been really, really fun to go on. So I've done more virtually than I ever could have done while there. So it's been tremendous fun to explore virtually. But you're right, after a while, you get a little exhausted.
You get
And
tired.
that you do get tired, and that is what we are going to focus on today. What happens when you have fried your brain during these summer months of convention going and doing all the things that you're doing in this perhaps unusual summer. Maybe you're doing a staycation this year, or maybe you're staying in more and you're just, it's all overwhelming and I just need to shut down. Well, we are here to help you with that. So what do we need to shut down first and foremost? Well, this goes back to what Chris was talking about being comfy earlier. How are you so comfy over there? Is that a drum roll?
It is. I'm pounding on my air mattress. And for those that have listened to the podcast for quite a while, know that a couple years ago I did have another mattress, but somehow it got a puncture in it and it would no longer fill up. And whatever you did with the patch just would not work. It was just in a weird way. I ended up getting a new one that I actually like much better. This is a 20-inch, so it's 20 inches off the ground, air mattress. And
it's an aero bed. It's the best
right.
of the best.
One of the cool things about it is it's got a knob that you can inflate and deflate, the air. You just basically plug it in. You could leave it plugged in at all times if you wanted to. Or you could, unplug it. But what it does is when you inflate it or deflate it, it will stop when it's at the desired setting that you want. There's a firm setting, a soft setting, and there's a deflate option, and there's off, and there's something else. I forget what.
Yeah, I'm going to orient you to the bed in just a second. But first, tell us more. You got the queen-size bed, right?
Yeah. It actually has a headboard.
That's cool.
But one of the cool things for the geeks among us, near this knob, there's an actual USB port so that you can plug in your phone and charge your phone or use your iPad, and it gets power from the bed. So that's kind of cool.
So if you want to binge Netflix while you're laying in bed, or your stream is dead and you want to charge it, you can do that. And you have the ability to charge anything you want through that full-sized USB port, which is pretty awesome. Do you find that your pillows stay on better with the headboard up there?
Yeah, that's what they say. They say your pillow's supposed to stay on better. But it's kind of cool to have a little headboard there, and the headboard is inflatable as well. It's all part of the same thing.
The bed has something in it called Comfort Lock. And I think the way this is this either is referring to the way the bed inflates and the different channels in the bed. I'm not really sure exactly. Or I think that's probably correct. However, it could be referring to the fact that there's a second pump in the bed. So there's a pump that actually inflates your bed. And that pump has a couple cool features that we'll talk about in a second. But there's also a secondary pump that keeps your bed where you want it.
Right.
In terms
So
of, yeah, like the Goldilocks
so if you
thing
have
for you.
leakage, right.
Yeah.
So the way I understand it is if you have the setting set to firm and maybe 2 or 3 days later, your bed starts to lose air, there's a pump that will automatically pump up the bed or keep the bed in the firm position.
Not necessarily firm because there are 3 positions.
Right. But I was using
It'll
firm.
keep it where you had it. Firm's just an example, but you can keep the bed where you want it to be. Chris bought this from QVC, and a lady called in during the time that we were exploring this bed a little bit and looking at it, and said that she had slept on this bed for 2 years. So she was using it as her actual bed and loving it. The 20-inch height really allows you to get in and out of it very easily as well. So there's no bending down or kneeling down.
Right. It lets you sit on it. If you want to sit on it, you can actually sit on it.
So it's a comfy chair in addition to being a bed.
Well, you sit on the edge of the bed, like if you're putting on your socks or something.
Sure, exactly. But don't you ever sit on the bed and do things?
Sometimes.
I do sometimes. So let me tell you a little bit about this knob. There's a knob on the side, and this, is it on the side?
It is on the side. It's on the left side closer to the headboard.
The knob has different positions. So at the 5 o'clock position, you have deflate. So that's one way that you can deflate your bed. The 1 o'clock position is off. You can completely turn the bed off. Now, you were saying to me a second ago when we weren't recording, what happens if you actually turn the bed off?
Your bed is not going to keep the comfort level because you're turning the bed off.
So you want to leave it on. If you know you're going to use it for multiple nights, leave the bed on, and then that second pump will keep it all exactly where you want it. So the 7 o'clock position, you have firm. So this is where you can find your perfect comfort level. 9 o'clock is medium, and 11 is soft. So those are kind of how you can adjust it. So you just got to remember that starting at 1 is off, and then when you move to 5, it's deflate. And then you've got at 7, 9, and 11, your firm, medium, and soft comfort positions.
Basically, if you turn the knob, if it's all the way to the left, it's firm. If you turn the knob all the way to the right, you're deflating it. So that's how it works. And you can feel each position as you pass it, so you'll know which one you're doing. But there's a little arrow on the knob that's pointing to these positions that Kim is talking about.
You're saying deflates all the way to the right.
It is. 1 o'clock is off.
Oh, 1
5
off.
o'clock
Right.
is deflate. For example, okay, so I've got my bed set to firm. If I flip it once, it's not on the firm setting, it's on the next one down, which
So
is
medium.
medium. Now, if I flip it again, now it's soft. Okay.
So are you going right or left?
I'm going to the right.
That's
So
interesting.
it's
Because to
actually
me, the
pointing.
clock and then knowing which way you're going is kind of confusing me a bit.
Yeah, it's at the 11 o'clock. The arrow is pointing at the 11 o'clock position.
Okay. But soft soft is 11.
Right.
Firm. Okay, that would make sense then if you're going right from 7 to 11. Okay.
Yes, right. So now if I do it again, now it's off. Now it's going to be deflate.
Mm-hmm.
I turned it off
Okay.
because we don't want to deflate the whole thing. Now, if I go all the way to firm, which is where I want it, so I'm going back to the left.
And it stopped.
And it stopped. Because we let some air out, we had to put the air back in.
Yep.
On the front kind of foot, on the right side, there's another airlock or hole that you can use. It's a quick release for air.
Yeah, it's a quick release valve.
Right. So if you feel that your bed isn't deflating fast enough, or if you want to put it away, you want to open up that quick release valve so that the bed deflates faster. But the bed will stop when it's done either inflating or deflating. So that pump
So you
will
don't have to worry about that. That's nice.
Right. The only thing you want to keep in mind, I found out this yesterday, is if you're playing around with that quick release valve and you forget to close it, your bed will not shut off, obviously. It's trying to fill that bed, and then the quick release valve is saying, oh, there's no more air here, or we want to get rid of this air. So it's not doing what it's supposed to do. I have actually filled this up and walked away from it, and then a few minutes later come back, and it's been perfect. It takes probably about 3 to 5 minutes, I think, somewhere around there, to fully inflate and fully deflate.
It's got standard size sheets, so that's really easy. So if you get a queen, you got queen sheets. If you got a twin, you got twin sheets. Makes it really, really simple.
Yep.
How comfy do you find it as compared to what you got a pillow top upstairs?
No, I've got a memory foam.
That's right. You changed recently. I forgot about that a couple of years ago. You changed it.
Yeah, I like it. The memory foam's not as firm as this thing being on firm,
Gotcha.
but that's what it's supposed to be, memory foam.
It's got some squishiness to it.
Right. If I change this bed to soft, it would probably feel a little bit more like the memory foam. It's an air mattress, so you're sleeping on air.
Yeah, and it's personal preference too, in terms
Right.
of what you want. Now, this doesn't have something where if you have two people in bed, one person can change their setting to one thing and one can change it to another. So that's just something to keep in mind. You kind of have
Right.
to compromise.
Right, it does not.
But it's still a comfy, cozy bed. Now, this is one of the more premier line Aero beds. It was a couple $100, and you got it from QVC. You think you'll use it for a long time to come?
Probably. What I've been doing, especially for these 98-degree days that we've been having, well, we had one. We actually broke it in Buffalo, broke the record. Buffalo's never been 98 degrees until last Thursday, which was kind of interesting. So I've been sleeping downstairs because hot air rises. So there's no point in sleeping upstairs if you don't have to.
So we will link to the bed in the show notes so you can get an idea of whether it's something that you might want. So you have a cozy place to sleep. Now what? Well, what about something to help you sleep? I'm going to help you with that piece of the equation. I downloaded an app recently. It's available for iOS currently, and I think it will be available for Android very soon. I don't think it's available quite yet. I will double check this before the show notes, but I went on the website and I believe I read something about that it isn't available quite yet. Because my iPhone SE 2020 is my primary device that I use for things like this, I chose to download it for iOS. So this app is called Slumber. If you have heard of apps like Calm, this is a little bit like that. So you may find it kind of comparable to that. It is cheaper, however. It is $40 a year. And if you use it once a week, I would say it's probably worth your money. And it's actually really cool. What it has is, you'll see in a moment, but I'll just give you an idea. It has meditations and it has sleep stories. That's kind of what Calm's known for too, is its sleep stories. And other really fun audio treats to assist you in getting relaxed and going to sleep. But there's so much more than that. So I'm going to open my phone.
11:03 a.m. One notif.
And I'm going to open Slumber.
Slumber. Just added. Button.
So I'm at the top of the screen, and let's see what we have here.
Just added. Button.
We have just added.
History. History of vampires. Soundscapes. Rain on a tin roof.
So these are two of the most recently added things. I'm not sure I want to read or listen about the history of vampires right before I go to sleep, but you never know. They do historical things too, which is again something that Calm does as well. Now, you're thinking, it read those right next to each other. That's interesting. The just added is a button, so you can actually go in and see just added meditations or audios. So let's keep going.
Free episodes. Button. Heading.
There's free episodes. Again, that's a button that you can double tap.
Sleep meditations. Leaf in a stream. Dream stories. The deep dive. Dream stories. The cat's journey. Story drone. The Venetian lagoon. Story drone. Dreams of Grasmere. Nature. The rock garden.
So those are recently added meditations.
Popular playlists. Button. Heading.
And here are popular playlists.
Sleep meditations.
And there are sleep meditations. So, as we were just reading about sleep meditations,
Dream stories.
here's dream stories.
Soundscapes.
These are all a little different. Soundscapes.
Popular episodes. Button. Heading.
There's another popular episodes button.
Sleep meditations. Sleep heavy. Sleep meditations. Focus on the wind. Sleep meditations. Deep sleep body scan. Soundscapes. San Francisco Bay at night. Soundscapes. A rainy walk in the woods. Sleep meditations. Heart to heart.
So it's telling you what category it's in, sleep meditations, for instance, or soundscapes, and then it's telling you its title. So you can get an idea of what you'll be listening to. So those are popular episodes.
Selected. Home. Tab. 1 of 3.
And now here we are at the tabs along the bottom. So home is selected.
Library. Tab. 2 of 3.
There's library.
Profile. Tab. 3 of 3.
And there is profile. So I'm going back to the top of the screen
Just added. Button. Heading.
to just added, and I'm going to double tap it.
Just added. Heading.
Now I'm going to tap kind of in the top left.
New.
And you see that these things have changed here. Now, one thing I was trying to do, and this is being edited out of the recording, but I was trying to click on free episodes. Maybe the reason I could not do that is because I'm a premium member. So I can't really see all the free episodes because I was going to show you that you can, in fact, listen to some of these for free. So the app is free. If you decide you want to subscribe, there are various subscription options and they are in-app purchases. If you double tap this just added, then you're taken in, at least with the premium option, to
Episodes. Playlists. Playlists.
So I'm at the top of the screen. So we've got playlists,
Episodes.
episodes,
New.
and new,
Popular.
and popular.
History. History of vampires.
So that was one of the ones that was just added that we just saw a moment ago.
Soundscapes. Rain on a tin roof.
There's a soundscape,
History. People of the Willows.
and there is another history item.
Story drone. Waters of the Mekwang.
There's a story drone. It kind of is what it sounds like. They're going to tell you something historical, or they're going to read you a story or something.
Story drone. The myth of Atlantis.
There's the myth of Atlantis.
Story drone. Lavender fields of Provence.
Ooh, I've added that to my favorites.
Story drone. Part of the hive. History. Land of the long white cloud.
These are all what's new.
Soundscapes. The quiet marina.
There's the quiet marina. I'm going to show you a soundscape in a moment.
Sleep meditations. Gratitude for sleep.
Let's actually go into this one because I want to show you a meditation first. Remember, if you're trying this out for free, I did get it to work before I subscribed because I wanted to make sure it did what I wanted it to do. And I was able to see the free meditations without a problem. I don't know if I clicked on popular free meditations or if I was just able to find one and click it in the sleep meditations category, but I was able to see them. If it reads the long line of multiple titles to you, those you can't double tap and click. They don't open. But generally speaking, on the buttons, you should be able to get them to work. That's the only one I seem to be having a lot of trouble with, is that free playlists or free items, whatever they called that a moment ago. So I'm going to double tap this gratitude meditation,
Back. Button.
and you're immediately taken to a back button.
Back. Button.
I'm going to move right.
Download.
This is download. However, what I found is that these meditations seem to auto-download. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. If you click this, it doesn't seem to disappear. But I think when I start playing it, it's going to automatically begin playing, and it's already downloaded, or it downloads as it begins to play. I'm not really sure. That's one thing I really wish you could just stream without downloading. But it does seem, no matter what I do, that it downloads. Now watch, it'll make a liar out of me today, but we'll see what happens. So that says download.
Gratitude for sleep.
There's the title.
Favorite. Button.
You can favorite it. There's your favorite button.
Sleep meditations.
There's the category that it's in. It's a sleep meditation.
Thomas Jones.
There's Thomas Jones, the author. If you click on Thomas Jones, it will not take you to more of Thomas Jones' meditations, which is a little sad. So you can't seem to sort by author, at least not accessibly, that I've found thus far.
14.3.
There's the link, 14 minutes, 3 seconds.
Narrator. Feel gratitude and appreciation as you settle down for a restorative rest.
So it says narrator and the time and the description.
Don't listen while driving. Press play only when you're ready for sleep.
That is in all of their stuff.
Play. Button.
So we have play. And if I continue to move right,
Home. Tab. 1 of 3.
there are tabs. So we're going to go back to play.
Play. Button.
Before I double tap it, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to let it start playing, and then I'm going to explore a bit of the rest of the screen when it begins to play. So I'm going to double tap.
Sleep meditations. Gratitude for sleep.
So here it comes. You hear the
Good
music.
evening. I'm Thomas, and I'm so glad you've tuned into Slump.
Beautiful me folder.
So what just happened is my app crashed. I've never had it crash before. It's because we were recording it. So I've never seen that before. So we're going to try this again. I've found the meditation.
Back. Button.
I double tapped it, and I'm going to find the play button.
Feel gratitude and appreciate. Don't listen while driving. Play. Button.
Let's try this again. Double tap.
Sleep meditations. Gratitude for sleep.
I'm Thomas.
So it kind of
I'm
started
so
back
glad you've tuned into
just a
Slumber
bit
tonight.
before it stopped.
In this guided sleep meditation,
Soundscapes. The quiet marina.
you'll relax down
Sleep meditations. Gratitude for sleep.
a bit of
So it's showing
gratitude
me other meditation options.
for
If I go
ourselves
down toward the bottom of the screen,
Button. Possible text. Background effects.
and for the world.
that says background effects,
Profile. Tab. 3 of 3.
There's no
and it's
one
right
above
after the tabs. So I
Just
can
the
move
warm
right from the
Button.
tabs
Possible text. Background effects.
appreciation,
to background effects.
Background effects.
and you can
Background
drift
effects.
to sleep at any time.
Background effects.
Start by getting
There's
comfortable.
background effects. I can move
And while
left,
you do that,
Button. Possible text.
appreciate
Background effects.
you have a bed to
and I
sleep
can
in.
double tap.
Button.
Enjoy the sense of security
Loop
that
episode.
comes with being wrapped up in your
So you've got
blanket.
some options here. You can loop episode.
Off. Button.
That's
Thank your
off.
bed
So you can
for
choose
all
to
of those
loop the
wonderful
episode.
feelings
14. 3.
And I'm actually flicking left. There's the length.
12%. Adjustable. Swipe up or down with one finger to adjust the value.
time to find the perfect position
1. 44.
to rest in.
You're a minute and 44 seconds into this.
Forward 30 seconds. Button.
You can rewind or
Back
fast
30
forward.
seconds.
Every day,
Button.
every day we
Selected. Play. Button.
It deserves to be
Selected.
cared for,
Play. Birds. 0%.
treated
Adjustable.
with that bit of gentleness
And you have background
and respect.
sounds.
Fan. 0%. Adjustable. Snowstorm. 0%. Adjust. Binaural beats.
So
They're all
0%.
sliders.
Adjust. Train. 0%. Adjustable. Crickets. 0%. Adjustable. Birds. 0%.
I like train.
0%.
Okay, let me
Snowstorm.
find the train.
Binaural beats. Train. 0%. 10%.
Once you've
20,
found that
30,
position,
50,
let
60%.
yourself sink down into the bed.
Now, what I'm going to do so Chris can
Thank
have his
your
train
bones and
effect,
muscles
I'm going to go
Binaural-
this way.
Sn-
Everything they've
birds,
done today.
River. 0. Rustling leaves. Fire. 0%. Rain. 0%.
Now
Ocean. 0%. Music. 50%. Adjust. 40%. 30%. 20%. 10%. 0%.
Now listen.
thank your feet and legs for carrying you all throughout your day.
So Thomas is a little soft now.
Remove downloaded episode.
I can remove the downloaded episode.
Close. Button.
I can close this.
Remove
I'm
downloaded.
going to go find the train.
For keeping you
Rustling leaves.
and strong.
River. Birds. Fan. Snowstorm. Binaural beats. Train. 60%. Adjust. 70%.
Arms
60.
for allowing
50.
you to
40%.
embrace a loved one. thank your hands for feeding you and doing
Yeah,
all
now
So
he's
I can
fine.
turn this all the way. I can turn this down
30%.
more.
So often take for granted.
I actually like that right there. About 30% of train. You can still hear your train in the background.
Now, take time to consider how your neck and shoulders have held you up.
Binaural beats.
Now,
0. Snowstorm.
in your head.
let's
0%.
say
Fan. 0%. Birds. 0%. River. 0%. Rustling leaves.
that the train
Fire. 0. Rain.
is in
0%.
the rain.
10%. 30%.
Thank your head for sensing
It's
the
raining on
world
the train.
through sight, sound, and smell. For
So you
thinking
have the ability to
and
make
solving
these
Ocean.
problems.
0.
whatever
Music.
you want.
Remove downloaded
If
episode.
I want to turn
Music.
the music back on,
10%. 20%. 30%. 40%. 50%.
I can.
All of these parts of you did so much today.
And you can just make your own soundscape out of all these different sounds.
You are so lucky to have.
Button.
Here's my
Delayed ending.
And each of you
delayed ending.
is so
Home.
lucky to
Tab.
I'm just down near
One
the
of three.
bottom of the
Delayed
screen.
ending. Button. Loop episode.
And I missed delayed ending last time we were down here, but we can.
And with that
Make a
sense of
delayed ending.
gratitude
Button.
filling your
14.
body,
3.
And now we are
36%.
everything
Adjustable.
36% in. I can rewind. I can fast
5.
forward.
Forward. Back. Selected. Sleep meditations. Selected. Play. Button.
Oops. And I
Loop.
lost my play button.
Back 30 seconds. But. Birds. 0%. River.
Sometimes
Fan.
as you let
0%.
focus goes a little
5 minutes.
crazy.
Black down. Profile. Selected. Library. Home. Tab.
Your mind is wandering
And one thing you'll notice is
back through the events of
you
your
can't
day.
double tap with two fingers to
Button.
stop the meditation.
Loop episode.
So I'm going to go
Button. 14.
over this way
40%.
again.
5. Forward 30 seconds. Back 30 seconds. Selected. Play. Selected. Play. Birds. 0%.
And I don't know
Adjustable.
why it's doing that. It's normally not this bad.
Every day
I'm gonna
has
go
ups and
home.
downs,
Notice if you go home, it still plays,
better than others.
but you still can't double tap to stop playback. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kill the app for a moment.
Switcher. Slumber. Nail. Active.
So I don't know what was causing that. It's something too about being hooked up and mixing the way that I currently am. Sometimes that causes issues as well. What I really like about it though is that you can custom tailor these soundscapes just the way you want them, which is really neat. So I'm going to reopen Slumber. Open Slumber.
Slumber. Just added. Button.
And instead of going into some of these, we're going to go over here.
History. History of vampire. Free.
I'm going to move right,
Library. Tab.
not that far.
Dream stories.
We're going to go
Soundscapes.
to Soundscapes.
Back. Button.
I want to show you what a soundscape is like.
Share. Button.
I want to hear the
So-
San Francisco one.
Is there a San Francisco one?
Back. Button. Share. Button.
Share.
Soundscapes.
San Francisco at
Like
night.
default button. Button. Possibly. Slumber. Like default button. Slumber. 23 episodes. Narrator. No voices. Just sound. Pick a
So no
relaxing
voices.
soundscape and layer on some of our standard background effects to create the perfect sonic environment for sleep.
So it's telling you how you can do it.
The warm jacuzzi. 55. 44.
So it's telling you how long each one is.
The barbershop. 42. 45. Rain on a tin roof. 1 hour. The quiet marina. 1 hour. Freezing rain. 58.
Was that it, Chris? The Quiet Marina?
I thought it said San Francisco in the title.
Summer storm. 1 hour. Fire on the beach. 1 hardwood forest campsite. Rocky Mountain rivulet. The Hidden Cove. 58. San Francisco Bay at night. 1
Ah.
hour. 3 minutes and 28 seconds.
We found it. So let's go into this one.
Back. Button.
And
Download.
again, we have this download.
San Francisco Bay at night.
There's the title.
Favorite. Button.
You can favorite it.
Slumber. 1 hour. 3 minutes and 28 seconds.
There's a link.
Narrator.
There's no narrator.
Waves lapping. Calming wind. A cargo ship comes into port.
Ooh, pretty.
Don't listen while driving. Press play
And
only
your
when you're ready
standard.
for sleep.
Warning.
Play. Button.
And let's play it.
San Francisco Bay at night. 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 28 seconds.
So if I move right from here,
The ferry to Shackelford. 1 hour, 1 minute, and 50 seconds.
again, we've got the meditation. So you have to go down near the bottom of the screen.
Button. Possible text. Background effects. Background effects. Background effects. Button. Profile. Tab. 3 of 3.
So if you don't want any background effects, you can leave it as is. Or
Button. Possible text. Binaural beats. 0%. Snowstorm. 0%. Fan. 0. Birds. 0. River. 0%. Rustling leaves. 0. Fire. 0. Rain. 0. Ocean. 0. Music. 50%.
you
Adjustable.
can turn the music down if you want.
Swipe. 40%. 30%.
Wind's coming in off the bay.
Remove downloaded episode. Close. Button.
If I close this,
Close. Remove downloaded episode. Close. Button.
it doesn't appear that works.
Remove downloaded. Close. Button. Hardwood Forest Campsite. 1 hour, 3 minutes.
So if you want to favorite it, you might want to go back to it and do it that way.
Profile. Tab. Profile. Profile. Like. Selected. Forward 30 seconds. Button. Selected. Play. Back 30 seconds. Selected. Play. Button. Play.
So I just paused it. The interesting thing about this is the order seems to be a little different
Back
here.
30 seconds. Button.
It's back 30 seconds, then play, then forward. So as opposed to back, forward, and then play was on one or the other side of your controls, your fast forward, rewind controls. Not quite sure why that is or what's going on there.
San Francisco Bay at night. San Francisco favorite. Button.
Oh, yeah. If you double tap the title,
San Francisco Bay at night.
it will take
Favorite.
you,
Button.
and you can favorite it if you wish to. So I'm just going to favorite it just to be doing so.
3%. Adjustable.
Oops, and I think I lost focus.
Button.
So let's
Possible
go down
text.
back here.
Profile. Library. Selected. Button. Possible. Background effects. Background effects.
Oh, I think I lost
3%.
it.
Adjustable. 1. Forward 30. Back 30 seconds. Play. Button. Soundscapes. Favorite.
It's a soundscape.
Button.
Here we go.
Selected. Favorite.
And it just says selected favorite. I'm able to favorite it. There's over 150 items in here according to the website. There's a lot to check out. I want to show you the other tabs really quickly.
Button. Possible text. Button.
So I want to go left from
Profile. Tab. 3 of
here
3.
because it's got my background effects because I've got this open on the right hand side of the tabs. I was able to go back and I ended up doing that because I couldn't get to the other tabs to show them to you. So I pressed and held, I did a double tap and hold on the back button and was able to then move back to this more main screen.
Sleep meditation. Popular playlists. Button. Sleep meditations.
So remember this screen? So now I'm going to see if I can change tabs. again.
Library. Tab. 2 of 3. Selected. Library. Tab.
Yep.
2 of 3.
So when you're done with the meditation, double tap and hold that back button and it should be able to close you out of it and then you can move to other tabs. So the library tab
Sleep meditations.
is pretty
episodes.
similar to what we've seen.
Playlists. Playlists. Episodes.
So you can see episodes or playlists.
Sleep meditations. Story drone. Dream stories. Soundscapes.
These are your categories.
History. The Hypnos Conundrum. Nature. Sleepy bedtime tales. Dragon's Fire. San Francisco Bay at night. Back 30 seconds. Button.
And you can still begin playing or continue playing San Francisco Bay at Night because that was the last thing we were playing. So this is another way you can search through things.
Story drone.
So if I go
Dream
into
stories.
Dream Stories, for
Back
instance,
button.
from here. Again, there's a back button.
Share. Button. Dream stories. Like default button. Button. Possibly. Heart.
There's a like button.
Dan Jones. 50 episodes.
So Dan Jones has 50 episodes.
Narrator.
He's the narrator.
Each night, embark on a guided journey into sleep and relaxation. The Deep Dive. 42. 34.
And then you can pick a sleep story.
The Cat's Journey. 31. 32. The Lost City. 24. 1. Exploring a Lucid Dream. 26. 35. An Underground Civilization. 25. 37.
So you can check these out and explore them. And I'm going to find the back button.
Back. Button. Dream stories.
And of course, that time I was just able to double tap it normally and it worked. So it might depend on whether or not you have that background sounds thing open, which I wasn't able to just close. Some of this could use a little bit of work, but I would still say this is a good 80% accessible, nice. You don't really have to deal with it once you have gone into your meditation and begun making your stories the way you want them and your soundscapes. By the way, if you find something that you like and you set it up a certain way, it'll stay that way. So if you have something with like the ocean in the background and you've changed your music to be just so, and you go back to it later, it'll be like you left it. So I want to show you the profile tab.
Profile. Tab. 3 of 3. Selected. Profile. Tab. Profile.
So I've moved to the top of the screen
Profile.
and I'm going to move right.
Favorites.
So you can see your favorites.
Share Slumber. Button.
You can share Slumber.
Premium.
I have premium.
1. 0. 1. Current streak.
This is information about my streaks and things.
Best streak. Total sessions. Bedtime reminder.
This is my bedtime reminder,
10 p.m. Black down pointing triangle. Button.
which I currently have set to 10 p.m.
Invite friends. Rate 5 stars. Get sleep headphones. Settings.
Now notice how it said all those at once, but if I move right,
Invite friends. Button.
there's invite friends.
Rate 5 stars. Button. Get sleep headphones. Button. Settings. Button. San Francisco Bay at night.
And then again, we're back to
Back 30 seconds. Button.
San Francisco Bay
Play.
Night.
Button. Selected. Play.
Notice it left it exactly the way I was playing it next.
Play.
And I just paused it. So you can explore settings on your own. There's not a lot in there. This is cool though. I really like what you can do with it. Unlike Calm, which also is a wonderful app and has wonderful things. That's kind of how I discovered Sleep Stories, was through the Calm app. This allows you to do more to the things that you're listening to. So if you want, like Chris did, a train in the background or some ocean waves or some raindrops or rustling leaves or whatever you want, and to change how loud or soft the music is, you have the ability to do that. So it's a really cool way to customize your sleep and to listen to something really beautiful. And these are really high quality. They're very well done. So I definitely recommend checking it out. It's $40 a year. I can't remember exactly what the monthly plan is. It's $3.99 or $4.99. I'm not really sure. So it may be a little cheaper to buy it on the yearly plan, but you can definitely look all that up. You get a free trial. I think it's a week, and you can check out the premium version that way, or you can just check out the free ones. You do have lots of options. I've really been enjoying it just because of the variety that's here. And I thought some of you guys might enjoy using it to drift off to dreamland. And no, it probably really isn't as touchy as it may have appeared in portions of this demonstration, because it's demos. And any of you who do this professionally know that's how this works sometimes. So I've really had a very smooth experience using it. So I really like it.
So what happens when you're done with your sleep?
Well, you wake up.
What they have out there are apps that you can use to monitor your sleep, to kind of see how well rested you are. And I've used a few of these. I've used one called Sleep Plus Plus, which I like. However, last time I looked at it, didn't think I slept in the past month, which is kind of interesting, but okay. I've used a couple of other ones, but a new one that I've started to play with is called NapBot, N-A-P-B-O-T. What it does is it, if you have an Apple Watch, it doesn't do anything special. It knows when you're asleep. It's kind of like Santa Claus. He knows when you're asleep. He knows when you're awake. What it does is it tells you when you went to bed, how long you went to bed, and you can get in and see what your heart rate was when you went to bed. You can also find out when you were in light sleep versus deep sleep. It's kind of neat. It says it's machine learning, and it does machine learning on your phone, so it doesn't go off to the cloud to send your sleep stuff somewhere else. It's $9 a year for the premium version, and I think the premium version allows you to look at trends. Let's take a look at this real quick.
11:39 a.m. 10 notifications.
Open NapBot.
NapBot trends heading.
So I'm going to go to the bottom of the screen.
Calendar tab 1 of 3.
I've got calendar,
Selected trends tab 2 of 3.
trends,
Settings. Tab. 3 of 3.
and settings. So I'm going to go back to calendar,
Calendar. Tab. 1 of 3.
double tap. I'm going to go up near the top of the screen.
July 11th, 2000. Calendar. Heading.
So you got a heading, this calendar. Then you got the date.
July 11th, 2020. Heading.
That's a heading.
Goal. 11:33 p.m. 1:21 a.m. New line. 1 hour. 48 minutes. New line. 1 hour. 12 minutes. 15%. Button.
So that's a button.
Goal. 4:12 a.m. 6:54 a.m. New line. 2 hours. 42 minutes. New line. 2 hours. 24 minutes. 30%. Button.
So
what does
it
all that mean?
tells you when you started to go to bed, when you woke up. It tells you your goal of, let's say, 30%. Your goal is what you set in settings, how many hours of sleep you want to sleep a night. If you add these up, because what it's doing is, apparently I was awake for a couple of hours during the night, and I was. So it was smart enough to cut that time out instead of saying, oh, well, you slept from 1 to 6, but you really didn't. That's kind of neat.
Goal. 4:12 a.m. 6:54 a.m. New line. 2 hours. 42 minutes. New line. 2 hours. 24 minutes. 30%. Button.
So we can explore this. I'm going to double tap.
Selected. Face. Button.
So I'm going to go to the top of the screen.
Calendar. Back button. July 11th, 2000. Edit. Button. Selected. Phases. Button.
So these are the phases of sleep.
Heart rate. Button.
There's a heart rate.
4:21 a.m. Light.
So it said at 4:21, I was lightly sleeping.
4:30 a.m. Awake.
Apparently I was awake.
4:39 a.m. Light. 4:57 a.m. Deep.
And there I was at deep sleep. So now let's go back up to heart.
4 heart rate. Select heart rate. Button.
Double tap.
Selected. Heart rate.
Now we'll see what heart rate says.
4:21 a.m. High resting. 4:30 a.m. High resting. 4:39 a.m. High resting. 4:48 a.m. High resting.
Oh, that's
4:57
not good.
resting.
It's not good.
5:06 a.m. High resting. Selected. Calendar. Tab. 1 of
So
3.
we're going to get out of there. We're going to look at the bottom. Go back to the bottom.
Trends. Tab. 2 of 3.
There's trends. Double tap that.
Trends. Heading. Week. Button. Selected. Day. Button. 1 of
So you
3.
get day,
Week. Button.
week,
2 month. Button.
month.
3 sleep goal.
and here's your sleep goal.
You achieve 45% of your sleep goal. This is 69% lower than in the previous period.
So it
That's
gives
not
you
good.
so it gives you the trends. Hey, it's tax season coming up.
That's true. Better have those done, guys.
Exactly. It just gives you an idea of what this app can give you. I'm going to go to settings,
Settings. Tab. 3 of 3.
and I'm going to go up to the top of the screen.
Settings. Heading. Privacy. About. Heading. Settings. Heading. Notification settings. Heading. Notifications. Switch button. On.
So you get
Double tap to
notifications. It tells you when your sleep data is ready for the next day. So when you wake up, it tells you, it gives you notifications so you can go see what it is. It's not fancy like some of the other ones that I've seen, but the way that it presents the data is nice.
Sleep tracking settings. Heading.
So here are sleep tracking settings.
Sleep goal is 8 hours. Adjustable. Swipe up or down with 1 finger to adjust the value.
So sleep goal is set to 8 hours. You can change that if you want to.
Napbot Pro. Heading.
And here's Napbot Pro.
Cancel subscription. Button.
I could cancel my subscription.
About. Heading.
There's about
Privacy policy and terms of use. Button.
their privacy policy, which you might want to read.
Calendar. Tab. 1 of 3.
And now we're back to calendar. So it's a very, very simple, straightforward app.
Face.
Now, there's a watch app that gets installed on your watch.
This
And
is my favorite.
one of the complications that it shows, because I put a complication on my screen.
ZZC. Fill. 17%.
So it tells you, I don't know where it's getting the 17% from,
Screen dimmed.
but it tells you that it's a moon and that it's ZZZ for your sleeping, and then it says that it's 17%.
11:44. Moon.
Double tap it.
11:44 a.m. July 11th, 2020. Heading.
So this is the same information that we already saw.
Goal. 11:33 p.m. to 1:21 a.m. New line. 1 hour. 48 minutes. New line. 1 hour. Goal. 4:12 a.m. to 6:54 a.m.
So this is the batch that we did
2
definitely
hours.
see.
42 minutes.
So
New line. 2 hours. There is not enough back button.
says there's not enough data, but there is.
4:21 a.m. Light. 4:30 a.m. Awake. 4:39
So-
a.m. Light.
Again, it's the same data that I saw on the phone. So that's what I think is really neat about this little app. You can track your sleep or lack thereof.
Or lack thereof if they're you. Yes. So we wanted to give you some ideas about some ways to help you to get your slumber during convention season and tax season and beyond. And hopefully we have done that today. I had another one that I was actually going to show you, but I will save it for another podcast. And hopefully you will enjoy it, or I'll make it a download, something like that. There are a lot of non-24 people and insomniacs in our community, so I thought this was a fun topic to cover, and we certainly had enough toys to cover it for you. So we hope to see you at our open house, and definitely if you get the chance to come join us, please feel free to do so. We'd love to say hi to you, and we will talk to you in 2 weeks. We'll be getting ready for our free July class by the time the next podcast comes out. So hope to talk with you in a couple weeks.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
The preceding podcast is a presentation of Mystic Access, where the magic is in learning. If you are blind or visually impaired and desire to discover how our comprehensive products and services may support and empower your assistive technology journey, we welcome your visit at www.mysticaccess.com. Have a question or wish to place an order via phone? Call us at 716-543-3323. If you have something to share about this podcast episode, press 4 to reach our Mystic Access podcast comment line. Email us at info@mysticaccess.com. Connect with us on Twitter at twitter.com/mysticaccess and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/mysticaccessempower. Would you like to spread the word about our podcasts? Your friends and colleagues may listen and subscribe at www.mysticaccesspodcast.com. If you enjoy our episodes, consider leaving us an iTunes rating and review. Your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks for spreading the word, and thanks for being a listener. We hope you enjoyed this episode.